Hope to learn from you today.
Copy that. Output maximum.
You cannot escape!
Try and stop me! It's not a big deal.
You can leave it to me. Activating safety mode.
Been waiting. Rest in eternal bliss.
All right. Firing my shot.
Repent.
At long last, I was helpful. See for yourself what's hidden in this inner tube. All right. Let's all protect our master. Eliminating enemies.
Kneel!
Get lost. It's summer.
Oh man, I keep forgetting that she's faster. And I can't kill the Diasti, which is annoying. I've already tried. Who can I kill though?
This will blow your mind.
Are you done
Kill
yet?
about anybody.
Rest in eternal bliss. I'll be your savior.
No.
Oof. I'm dead.
Cut it out.
That it's not a big deal. I've been waiting.
Yeah, we're fine.
Are you impressed
Howdy,
by
sir.
my new functionality?
Just clearing my tickets real quick. Then we'll go through these dead notes. I've read through them to some degree, but not like super in depth.
Insolence! How dare you point your sword at
Copy
God?
that.
Twin blade combined.
Crystal pissed at you!
Everything is futile. Incoming! Try and stop me! I'll be your savior.
Do you need some help? Deploying defense
I've
field.
been waiting.
Daggone.
Right.
What a monster.
Eliminating enemies.
Kneel!
I just hit auto.
Target confirmed. Bring them down. It's time for you to repent.
I take it everybody's pretty much read the dev notes at this point,
I'll
but
finish this quickly. Disappear.
it is what it
in the
is.
depths of time.
You're pathetic.
I'll break you. You can leave it to me.
I'll never be the punctual one when it comes to dev notes. Let's put it that way.
If only you had complied. Eliminating enemies.
Kneel.
I was able to protect you this time.
See if anybody else shows up here pretty soon. Looks like Ghost is in here. Now, what did Tongue do? He's doing some weirdness.
If you wanted it, I would fell a god for you.
Okay. Twin blade combined.
I guess I'm mostly doing this, you know, for you guys if you want to, and then to post it to YouTube, even though like every other Outer Plane YouTuber has already posted a video over 12 hours ago.
Lend me your power. All right.
Oh, you're such a
Let's
butthead.
protect our master.
This is why I love,
Summer.
yeah, Regina in here. She does stuff like this.
Breaking through.
Like, I really underestimated her PvP capability.
Look at the sand castle.
She does not give a heck.
Confirmed. Begin the offensive. Wipe them all out.
I'm all set. Crystalline blade. Cue the fanfare.
Completely get D-Drac out of the game.
I can
I'm stunned that I'm the only person that's using
It's showtime.
Poolside Regina in Arena Offense. She's insane.
Time for chilling magic.
Like so I need to do the tier list update, but I'll probably wait until tier list update until after Gnosis Dahlia drops. And then that way I can include her. Last ticket.
Insolence.
Can't wait for her. I mean, we can talk about it whenever we get to that part.
You cannot escape.
Incoming. You might want to dodge.
It's not a big deal. Do you need some help? Deploying defense
Are you
field.
done yet? Rest in eternal bliss.
I love that. My Diasti hits so hard that she can do 16,000 damage
Eliminating enemies.
on a miss on a non-defense buff cannon.
The paradise we create
That's goals.
will be eternal.
That's goals. All right, who's ready for some dev notes? All right, dev note 8. Yeah, I thought about that too. Cool. All right, content direction. Essential to have something worthwhile available. We're achieving this through new content and regular events, dividing our effort into two main categories. So number one is new content. To alleviate growth difficulties, they introduce quirks and precise craft. They're saying because they did this, you know, your general guild raids, weapon gear bosses are easier. World boss being easier. Okay, but it's still all about the strategy. I'm actually, before I get in here, I'm going to just turn the volume off on the game completely. Which is true. So this is good that they actually address this. We're now entering a stage where continuous growth and whatnot is becoming more stagnant. People are starting to max out. We're getting to a point where people are just going to get bored with the game if they don't set new goals. And I do agree with this. I don't really have a problem with it where I'm at, but it's always nice to have new content coming. So they're wanting to come out with more higher difficulty in-game content. This is cool and all, but how, again, I'm looking at it through my lens. It's going to be something like Hard Tower again, where it's really cool for like a day and then it's gone, was my first reaction when I read this line. So this new content will be designed to offer simple challenges and a sense of achievement on a weekly basis. So then I'm like, okay, you brought me back here a little bit. Alongside the expansion of high difficulty new content, please note that the difficulty levels and rewards of currency dungeons will also be adjusted to increase the basic growth rate. So does this basically mean that they are increasing like the drop rates and like crafting materials and stuff for harder content? This I don't really know. Currency dungeons. This is a little vague for me. This could be what they're referring to later in the notes. Regular events, we're preparing continuous events centered around seasonal events and limited time seasonal heroes and Outer Plane Festival events. Yeah, probably gold, food, upgrade stones. Yeah, that's very possible. That's kind of along the line that I'm thinking. All right. So basically, this is where they start to introduce the idea of the Outer Plane Festival, right? And we'll go down here and talk about the festivals. So for the second half of this year, so they're calling these 2 to 3 months. Every 2 to 3 months, they're going to have this event that they're calling an Outer Plane Festival. Whenever this happens, this is going to be when your next Demiurge-like or Demiurge level unit is dropping, which that's kind of been this current state of Demiurge/Monad drops as of this point. It's about every 3 months. So 2 months is way, way faster than what we're used to at this point. But every 2 to 3 months, that's what they're saying. A regular event called the Festival will come out with a variety of rewards. New Demiurge level heroes will be added, and the rewards for duplicate pickups will be increased. So this has got a lot of people's eyes open, because everybody reads this and says this is the 150 shards for any and all duplicates event that we missed in the Monad release, Monad Eva release. And people were like, where did it go? Because we've had it every time before that. And so seeing this being explicitly stated again gives everybody hope. Because this is really big for newer accounts that have been setting on their standard pull tickets. Really, 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 really gives you a jump in your transcendence for all of your kind of like standard banner units, right? So this is really, really big. And it's also really big for, you know, older players who have, you know, maybe they have majority of the roster or half of the roster already at 6-star transcendence. Well, now you're going to have a more steady and higher income of stars memory to spend in the star memory shop. So this is good for everybody. Additional various rewards will be provided based on event equipment acquisition. Various rewards will be provided based on event equipment acquisition. Guess I don't really know what that means. Guess that's going to be a wait and see for me. We'll find out. First festival comes with the next patch on 7/30, so that's 4 days. I guess this day is basically over, so 3 days. We get the first the first drop of the unit, and we have Gnosis Dahlia, which I don't think they've actually dropped a teaser for yet, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see on what she looks like. But it is kind of weird that we've had, you know, Dahlia banner. We had Dahlia skin, Dahlia event. Like, Dahlia's kind of been in the spotlight here for the past month. So I guess we probably should have seen this coming, even though she seems more like a Christmas unit. But we're getting her in 4 days, which we plan to offer rich limited recruitment tickets in Ether up to 100 pulls. So they're saying the combined value of the limited recruitment tickets and Ether are valued up to worth 100 recruits. Okay, so Gnosis Dahlia. Your immediate thought when you think of this is that we're going to get a Demiurge Enchanter Mage, which we have not had at this point. So that's going to be the flip side of what we've had before. So, like, look at the past Demiurge in Monad units. You've had a Striker attacker, or sorry, my bad. Let me start over. We've had a Bruiser Striker. We've had a Wizard Mage. We've had a Sweeper Defender. We've had a Vanguard Ranger. And we've had a Sage Healer. So if we think logically about this, that means that Gnosis Dahlia is going to be an Enchanter Mage. And now we're going to be getting the other subclass variant for every single main archetype. And the thought of an Enchanter Mage Demiurge is scary. So the first thought that should come to your mind when you think Enchanter Mage is CC, crowd control, debuff heavy type of unit. So my immediate thought is that she somehow removes buffs and CCs, which seems incredibly broken. I just don't see them actually giving her strip, at least not like S3 strip, right? Like opener strip in CC, because that takes away from Vlada's kind of gimmick. Obviously she doesn't CC, but that would be insanely busted. Like strip CC. It seems too much. I do see her having a passive type attack on S2. Maybe that's something where, like, if an enemy attacks or something, she counterattacks, strips them, and stuns them. Yeah, I mean, she'll need to be busted, Vive. I have a feeling that she's going to have a counter attack, like an agile counter attack. Think kind of like Cannon, where like when somebody crits you, no matter what, whether you crit or the enemy crits, she does her counter attack. Why I think that is an important distinction to make, that it is counter attack based, is based on the way we understand how Cannon works. So Monad Eva has her additional attack skill seal thing, right? On her Transcendence 6 and her S2. That works on all additional attacks. So how that works in terms of Cannon is if offensively you crit. So say you're running Vlada, Notia, and Cannon offense, and you have the seal debuff on you. If your Vlada crits, which should technically activate Cannon because an ally crit, Cannon will not move in that situation because it is considered an additional attack when it is your turn and you triggered her passive. Now the flip side of this, whereas if the enemy attacks you and crits, then her S2 actually has a change in the way it behaves, and it is treated as a defensive counter skill that is not impacted by additional attack seal. It's very weird. It's the same skill, the same attack, doing the same damage, doing the same effect. But the way in which it is activated actually is different, whether it is the offense that triggers it or the defense triggers it. So I can see Gnosis Dahlia having a super busted version of Kanon's S2 as her S2, where she can counterattack and she is not susceptible to skill seal. Because what do they always do? They always try to counter the previous busted unit, right? So now imagine Monad Eva's up there, she gives the whole team invulnerability, then all of a sudden one of the enemies attacks and has invulnerability on it. I'm gonna guess that somehow Gnosis Dahlia can shut that attack down and strip them and CC them. I have no proof. This is just what I've this is my guess based on what I've seen in the past. It will be a direct counter to the previous Demiurge level unit, which is a scary notion going forward with the admittance that they're going to start releasing units like this every 2 to 3 months. So we can move past Gnosis Dahlia, but I think she's going to be nuts. She better be nuts. So in terms of getting her, previously purchased paid. Very important that we look at paid. Call of the Demiurge items will be exchangeable for limited recruitment tickets during the festival period and will be added to the currency shop. So it's only paid. So the stuff that you get from the daily event, that's still going to be Demiurge to the way this reads. And so they're going to go ahead and tell you right here that Gnosis Dahlia is supposed to be on the same power level as a Demiurge unit, but she is going to fall under the limited recruit banner, which seems weird to me. I kind of just wish that they said, okay, we're going to just scrap the Demiurge system and everybody is now considered a limited/seasonal unit. And it all just transfers to one ticket, like summoning currency. But that seems a little vague here, but we'll see. The exchange rate will be set at 1 to 1.5, reflecting the existing value. So this basically gives you a discounted price when you do this conversion ratio. But I still don't understand where the future is going to be. Is there going to be more Demiurge units? Is it better to convert, or should you just keep them? The way that it's worded here, you almost should convert them because they make it seem like this is a kind of a unique situation where you can get higher value by converting. I don't think they're adding Demiurge calls to the shop. I think they're allowing you to exchange Call of the Demiurge for limited recruitment tickets in this currency shop. I think that's the way that it works. The nice thing is that we're going to find out how this works really soon. Like, Gnosis Dahlia is within a week. I think to avoid confusion and to keep all the, Doom posters at bay, they should just recombine it all into the new shiny limited recruitment ticket, limited/seasonal, whatever they want to call it. Everybody's, 1,500 ether equivalents for summoning. And I think so this is where we kind of have to agree as a community, and just kind of pick our battles. Would we rather all unit banners be the same cost, 1,500 ether for a 10 pull, whether it's Demiurge or a seasonal recruit or standard banner, just 1,500 across the board. And what makes a limited unit and a seasonal unit and a Demiurge unit premium is the fact that you cannot farm their shards in the doppelganger. And that's how they make it premium. You're forced to summon, but it's at a discounted price compared to previous. That's option one. Option two is kind of what I recommended in the past, which is when seasonal units or limited units come out, you cannot farm their shards in any kind of bonus material, kind of like the 6-star Poolside Regina background being a, lock behind 6-star. Like, you can't farm her shards or anything like that during the event, but after their banner goes away, then you can farm them. But you still have to summon for them at a premium. I kind of think that's a ultimatum that we kind of have to think about. Or, we're just going to get what we get. It is what it is. I kind of think for them to make money and to be halfway fair is that all seasonals and demiurges become 1,500 per summon and you can't farm their shards. That lets the whales be whales, but it allows everybody else to have pretty fair to decent chances to attaining the unit. The biggest downside to that is, right now it still is, that you can't farm your way to a 6-star demi, which it's not that way anyway. But I do agree that they should be able to still summon for any of these premium units over time if you're not allowed to farm the shards. I know that's a whole bunch of circular reasoning right there, but it's just kind of how I feel and think about the whole situation. Do you think we'll be getting a new Demiurge soon, or will they delay it? I think this is the Demiurge. Fabul, I think this is the Demiurge. This is the one every 2 to 3 months that we're getting. They're saying new Demiurge level heroes will be added every 2 to 3 months during this festival. So she is your Demiurge. And I think the term Demiurge will still exist, and it'll be tied to the main story units. But I think the power that we think when we hear the word Demiurge nowadays, that level of power is going to be passed through different names now. What's going to happen to Demi Pity? So that's another really good question, Viv. I don't know, is Gnosis Dahlia going to be is it going to be like Poolside Regina, where your Pity converts after her banner and you're toast? Or does she just get dropped in with the rest of the Demiurge and Monad units, and you can pick her banner whenever you want, you can summon on her whenever you want? My hope is that she's treated like the latter. She has her banner. After her banner's over, she gets dumped into the here's all the premium units, take your pick and you can change it every month pile. Life goes on. And then I think the seasonal units, which they talk about down here and we'll get to, like the summer event, the Halloween event, and the Christmas event, those will be like what we experience with Poolside Regina, where it's like bonus stuff for getting them to 6 stars during the event. I think that's how it's actually going to happen. And I think these festival units are basically going to be treated in the same manner as Demiurge units. Exactly, V. Yeah. That's how I understand it in my head. But when Gnosis Dahlia comes in 4 days, we'll find out for sure. Yeah, if she truly is a limited, just like Poolside Regina, in the same fashion with Pity getting converted, literally patch back-to-back patches, that sucks. So I'm going to put all of my eggs in the she will be treated like Demiurges basket. All right, seasonal events. So see, this is the other reason. They treat this as 2 separate things. Outer Plane festivals are Demiurge level heroes, then seasonal events are a completely separate thing. While we conduct regular story events every month, seasonal events are larger scale events featuring limited heroes. In the second half of 2024, we're preparing Halloween and Christmas. We'll ensure that these events provide more rewards and benefits, aiming to offer an enjoyable experience without the inconveniences seen in the summer events. So again, this is the distinction. They went ahead and threw Gnosis Dahlia in with the festivals and the Demiurge. I mean, they name dropped the Demiurge right here. In my mind, those all go together. Then Poolside Regina falls under this. Limited banners. They're not coming back until next year, where they'll probably do what you see in other gacha games, which is here's the new seasonal unit, but there's also the old limited unit banner as well at the same time. It's been done in a lot of other gacha games. It's a fair system. Like a game that I used to play a lot of in the past that does this all the time was Last Claudia. Like literally at Christmas, they're like, here's the new Christmas unit. And you can also pull for the last 4 years worth of Christmas units, all in a old Christmas unit banner. That's how I see this working. All right, so let's move on to upcoming content. But yeah, excited to see how this goes. Skyward Tower revamp, very hard difficulty and synchro room added. So this is essentially coming with the next patch. It's pretty much been guaranteed at this point. So hard difficulty Skyward Tower will be changed to a monthly rotation format similar to the normal difficulty. Currently, the clear rewards for each floor will be transferred to the initial clear rewards. That is huge. If that actually is what they're talking about for hard, do you remember the gear that you get from hard difficulty tower when you cleared floor 30? That weapon is insane value. Insane value. And now you're telling me that you can get an insane weapon for free every month? It almost seems too good to be true. I'm pretty sure you got trans stones out of hard tower, like a lot of trans stones. Like I'm pretty sure you got like 10 trans stones or something like that. We might actually have to go and look in game. It's probably different rewards for monthly and current. Okay, that I can believe. Currently, the clear rewards for each floor will be transferred to the initial. Oh, okay, I misread it. So what they're saying here is after the patch drops, currently, the clear rewards for each floor will be transferred to the initial clear rewards. So basically what they're saying is that yes, you will get all the rewards from Hard Tower again, one time. Then after you clear it, this this time after the patch, then after your initial clear, you will receive a new currency called the automaton coin for subsequent clears. So you get initial rewards one more time, then you get these coins. Then the coins will be used to purchase newly available Skyward Tower exclusive shop stuff. Yeah, and well, Fabul, so here's what I think. I think that you have like 3 days to do your absolute best in Hard Tower if you have not finished it, and try to get the initial clear rewards, all of them, the first time. Then, if you get them all the first time before the patch, you can get all of the Hard Tower rewards again, but only one more time after the patch. Then once you clear it for the first time after the new patch, then you will get these automaton coins in the next month's reset. Okay? That's the way that I'm reading it now. Guess I should keep reading them. This update is scheduled to be implemented on 7:30. Please note that floors cleared before 7:30 will be marked as completed, and after the reset on 8/1, you will start receiving rewards for repeated clears. This is why I should just read the whole thing. I get myself all excited, man. I get all excited. What a roller coaster. So basically, it's already completed, and I can just log in and hit and auto clear everything and get my coins. Alright, well that's upsetting. Move along. Alright, very hard difficulty added. A new PvE content, the very hard difficulty of the Skyward Tower will be added. This will provide new challenge objectives for masters who have reached a certain level of growth, couldn't be me, including final growth through quirks, couldn't be me. The very hard difficulty will feature weekly challenges, with 5 new floors opening each week for a total of 20 floors over 4 weeks. Okay. With the addition of very hard difficulty, we will make improvements to enhance the accessibility and ease of clearing the existing normal and hard difficulties. Alright, so the Synchro Room. TLDR, unless I screwed this up, this is basically like the system from any and all idol gachas, where it's like, okay, put your best units on this shrine, and in this game, but only in this game mode, so tower mode, all of your units will magically have the same enhancements as the unit that you put on the pedestal. So the biggest thing that people always complained about with Hard Tower is, well, I'm still building my 3-star units and I'm not going to use resources to build 2-star units. This is basically their circumvent for that. For me, doesn't matter because I have every unit in the game already max enhanced, max leveled, max everything. Only thing it will be nice for is I don't have every unit max skilled. Even though I probably could, now I don't have to. So that's cool. Alright, quick climb feature. This is great. You know, 1 tap and then you're done. On monthly reset, give you all the stuff. Only thing that is a question mark here, even though it's not a huge thing, is stamina consumption. Is it just you click a button and it gives you all the rewards anyway, or do you have to pay the stamina cost that is typically associated with it? I assume you're going to have to pay the stamina. Excuse me. That would make the most sense. All right, adventure license and weekly raid missions scheduled for September. So now we're starting to look into the future here. This is a boss rush format. Allows you to use unique quirks. So I wonder if this is the space that we have been missing on the quirk tree that we were, hypothesizing is potentially a PvP tree. Well, now it is possibly this adventure license that allows us to use unique quirks. Just curious. I don't know if it actually, the fact that they capitalize the Q in quirks makes me think it's actually tied to the quirk system, not like, something else. Exclusive to this game mode to gradually challenge higher difficulty bosses. In response to Adventure Guild City's request, players can increase their adventure level and attempt to upgrade their adventure license. This content is designed to offer weekly goals and a sense of progression by defeating progressively harder bosses and stages. This content is planned to offer high-grade gems, which are currently relatively difficult to obtain, and will provide various resources beyond just gem farming. Okay, me personally, I love the sound of a boss rush mode where it's just the boss keeps getting harder and harder and harder, and you can essentially be like its own like ranked deal where it's like, hey, I got to level 57 of Chimera, something like that. Like I was able to kill up to this point. I think that's really cool. And then potentially if they made like a ranking system tied to it and says, oh, Ducky was able to clear this level of Chimera and this level of Glyces and stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. I don't think they'll actually put a ranking system to it. Like they're saying it's just weekly goals and a sense of progression by defeating progressively hard bosses, and then you just get better rewards for clearing higher bosses. But I do like the concept of the game mode. Irregular Extermination. So this is October. This content, inspired by the prelude to Season 2's Irregular Enemies, involves facing off against 3 types of irregular named bosses before taking on Irregular Queen Nadia. So that is a potential future Demiurge name drop right there. Surprising. Spoiled. In a joint operation / raid style format. So whenever I read this, I don't know if anybody remembers this game mode, but it makes me think of raids from Summoner's Ward. Like the 3-headed dragon raid where you went to farm gems. In Summoner's Ward, this sounds like that. A joint operation raid style format. Curious to see, but that would be really cool. We don't really have, outside of Guild Raid, we don't have any kind of co-op style PvE. So I think that's really cool. It will reset at regular intervals and is being developed as a content option that can be enjoyed solo or with friends and guild members. So you're not tied to just guild members. You can do friends. So this is what it really sounds like the exact same thing from Summoner's War raids. Because that's how it was. In Summoner's War, you could go in with friends or guild mates. You could like invite anybody from your friends list or your guild list, and then they can join you, and it took 3 parties to fight the dragon. Or if you were super OP and had all kinds of units built and all this stuff, you could populate all 3 teams yourself, and then you could just fight the raid boss essentially solo, building out 3 whole teams, which was really cool. And you didn't have to rely on playing with friends. But it was a real-time type of PvE. So I actually am looking forward to this. Main Story Season 3 coming out in November. People looking forward to it. It's Iota's story. Will be cool for people that like story. And they're saying that it'll be added every 1 to 2 months. Monad Gate. This is the one that I don't like. So Monad Eva, blah, 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 blah. Parallel worlds, blah, 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 blah. And enjoy stories with various possibilities. By incorporating rogue-like elements. So this is essentially Archdemons Abyss or Archdemon, whatever the heck it's called, 2.0. I personally don't like the roguelike style in the gacha game. I feel like it's just tedious and just blah. Like, I was so happy when they put a skip option in Archdemon because it was such a drag for me. But here we go. Essentially Archdemon style 2.0. This content will allow for continuous repeat plays and offer various rewards unique to this mode, providing meaningful gameplay objectives for all players. So unless I'm wrong, Archdemon 2.0. So that's kind of the outlook all the way out until December in terms of content. So before we go into the other improvements, QOLs and whatnot, as it's been mentioned in chat already, glaring absence of RTA. Kind of shocking, to say the least. I really felt like they were probably going to drop an RTA beta really soon. And if that was the case, it would have been in this dev note. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. If they're talking about Gnosis Dahlia in 4 days, they would be talking about a RTA beta. Unless they're just giga trolling. It's clear from the direction that, like, the content that they have outlined, it's clear that they are focusing on being a PvE game. Now, me personally, I love that. I'm not a PvP guru. Like, I know I am in asynchronous arena, just because it's something that I can do on my own time. That's why I'm such a big PvE guy. I can enjoy it at my own pace. You know, I'm not pressured to really do it. Just whatever I want to do. It is kind of like an Indian giving situation. The fact that we had a beta, people will seem to like it, and then it just disappears forever, is going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But it's kind of clear that Epic 7 is there. If you want to play high-end PvP and RTA, go play Epic 7. And now, if you want to be a PvE god and enjoy the best PvE experience that gacha games have to experience, in my mind, play Outer Plane. Which, from a marketing standpoint, is smart, in my opinion. Why try to be mediocre at everything when you can be really, really good at one or two things? So, I'm not butthurt about the absence of RTA. That's me personally. Everybody else can duke it out about it. Quality of life within August. Filter improvements. Oh, Fabool. You need to simmer. Or, like I said, duke it out. It's not, you can just fight me, and that's fine. You can just fight me. I'll stay in my corner. Alright, QOLs. Filter improvements, thank goodness. Hopefully this is as good as everybody has been hoping it to be, with equipment filters being able to say, oh, filter for speed, and then you equip one piece of speed gear, like say you equip a speed helmet, and then you toggle over to chest pieces, and then it's unfiltered. Like, surely they fixed this. We're adding new filters and adjusting the reset timing. So that's essentially what everybody's been talking about. Thank goodness. The other thing that I hope that they add in filters is like being able to filter the different effects of weapons and accessories, because it's so annoying that you can't do that. Event schedule and buff visibility UI improvements to make it more obvious. That's great, because I do find myself looking a lot of times and saying, is it identification week, or is it, Chimera, what I would call Chimera week, or identification week, or whatever. Like, you have to go and hit that little bitty icon and then scroll through all of your buffs that you have active and try to figure it out. Hopefully they make that better. Story skip. Great. This is for me. I can just skip through everything and don't have to hit the little skip button in the corner. Great. This one felt like a direct troll to my stream the other night. Precision crafting substat change automation. A feature will be introduced to automatically consume accumulated effectum to obtain desired substat equipment. After I literally streamed for 2 hours trying to get my rolls, now you can just hit a button and it will crap out the substats that you're looking for. Now, I think it's obviously going to still have the randomized rolls. So, like, if you select attack, crit rate, and crit damage, they may be all 1, 2, 3, 2 base rolls, but it will give you the stats that you're looking for, which is still a lot faster. It's just really curious to see how this system actually operates and costs. So, but I saw this and I just couldn't help but laughing. I was like, wow, they really patched that in really quick after my patch yesterday. Improvements will be made to save decks for World Boss and Guild Raid battles. This is great, especially for World Boss when you're trying to gear 12 units, and then whenever you want to come back in and try World Boss again, you have to completely redo all of your... So this is effectively a gear slot saving workaround, which why they can't just give us more than 20, I don't know. But this system is better because instead of me making 12 or more presets, now I just do it all once, hit save, I'm good. And then if I go back to Arena, then I only have to fix like 4, maybe 5 units. Not that big a deal. So that opens up 3/4 of my presets again. Love the change. Memorial match sweep. Fantastic for people that do memorial matches, not me. This was also a mega troll. Purchase cost of available costumes in the shop has been reduced after I already spent all of my World Boss tokens buying trans stones, because it's like, oh my god, it's going to take forever for me to buy this skin. I don't even care anymore. So now guess what? Everybody's going to be rocking a real shiny Demiurge Dracon skin, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But that's life. That's just life. Most likely. Content improvements. So this one I was actually a little shocked to see, but I'm super glad to see it. Guild Raid. Guild Raid battles, which have been repetitively patterned since their opening, will be prioritized for removal. We plan to enhance the sense of teamwork among guild members by making the experience of defeated enemies more immersive. Additionally, we will address the issue where masters who have completed their growth always receive the same scores with full gear. After the renewal mentioned above, we will assess the status of guild raids for masters on each server and decide whether to merge the raids. So, don't exactly know what this means, but it definitely seems like a revamp, essentially making the bosses harder. This is the part I don't understand, in a sense of teamwork among guild members by making the experience of defeating enemies more immersive. So, somebody fill me in here. What's this mean? Fabul? go ahead and just enlighten me before I make some way off base guess. Yeah, like my immediate thought is some kind of tweak to the Geese bosses, but like, how does that make it more immersive? It feels like maybe something is changing, because like the only thing that kind of stinks about the bosses now is you kill the Geese boss, right? There's variability in the Geese boss. Oh, somebody messed up an attack, yada yada yada, trying to coordinate attacks. You know, that's immersive in working with the guild. But then when you kill the Geese bosses, then it's basically autopilot for the next week or 9 days or whatever, right? There is no change in the boss fight after the day one experience. So I think the only way that you make it immersive is like as you hit certain point thresholds, like score. So like right now, like say Heavenly in this last guild raid hit like 1.2 billion score, right? But say like at 100,000 something happens, like the boss gets harder, or the boss gets harder but you get more points. At 250,000 the boss gets harder or something and you get more points. Like it somehow the boss changes as your guild as a whole climbs, without completely changing everything about how guild raid works. I feel like that would be the more logical approach to it, but again, it's nothing crazy. So, and the big thing is Outer Note 8 for the coupon reward, 1,000 ether. That's a lot. Shared HP guild boss, maybe. Also, Kaj, thank you for showing up. Glad to have you. I guess shared HP guild boss might make sense, but again, if you're in game, like, you know, Heavenly, you're killing the boss every time. Like 70% of the people in Heavenly Guild right now can max Geese the boss on auto. So that's the dev note.
And the only thing left, the distracted audience, is deep.
Oh, did I miss arena season?
As sweet as a midsummer night's dream.
Wait, did I seriously? How did I miss arena season? Oh, yeah, I totally just skipped over it. So, asynchronous arena is what we have currently, and we're finally getting a new season. Holy cow. I've waited forever. New arena season. What is it called? The Season of Glory. Yes, Season of Glory will take place. So it works in the same way. You get Glue Knight in 6-star lifesteal set. So who knows if this is hinting to a lifesteal set buff that nobody uses. We'll see. The big thing that I have to look at is after conducting this one more additional arena season, we will reevaluate the need to merge servers for asynchronous arena. Because they talked about merging arena servers back in like May, and it never happened, and they never talked about it. But now all of a sudden they said, hey, we're going to do one more arena season, and if we feel the need, then we'll finally flip the switch and we'll throw you all into the same pond for you to all duke it out. It'll be interesting. That will be really crazy. So, yeah, thank you for reminding me. I can't believe I missed new season arena. And again, mention of asynchronous arena and no mention of RTA.
As sweet as a midsummer
Duck it
night's
out.
dream.
Dude, there's some guys over in Asia 1, Asia 2. And, I mean, all the servers have their whales, right? That'll be interesting. Like, World Boss is so wild. Me getting contested by these guys. Like, I got second in World Boss this time, globally. I just ran out of time to keep testing. But, like, it's really, really good competition. Hey, if they do throw all of us in, right, I guarantee you. Oh, they did? They teased G Dahlia? Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Aoの生活とは
Hold up. Alright, I guess we're doing this. Ready?
魔王の生活とはこうも退屈なものだったか。こんな時レジーナがそばにいれば。
That's all you get, folks. That's all you get. When is the JP live stream? Oh well. $4 a.m. on the 29th. Well, dang, that's a ways away, isn't it? Oh well. Alrighty. Oh, and just like that, my wife says she needs help. So. Alright, well, I appreciate everybody hanging out and me just giving my nonsensical thoughts on the dev notes. Overall, very excited about the next 6 months. Can't wait to see how it unfolds. And I'll see you guys next time.